So good morning, all of you. Welcome to our colloquia talks in mathematics science. We are trying to build our community and share, expertise, among us and ideas. So it's a great pleasure to have this week with us, Associate Professor Selay Arkun Kocadere from the University of Hacettepe in Turkey. Selay is a very good speaker. I had the chance to follow one of her presentations, very active academic regarding her topics. Her research interest includes gamification, online learning, teacher training, and mentoring, something very important for all of us, as we are all of us university academics and university teachers. She's an associate professor in the computer education and instructional technology in Hacettepe. And today she's going to speak to us about gamification as an instructional approach for teaching mathematics. Her work has received almost 1,000 citations with an H index of 16. And we are very happy to have Selay among us. And we are going, of course, as I mentioned, to share, this talk to other colleagues that because of other duties could not make it. I would like to thank the participants that they are together with us. And I'm pretty sure that we will have the chance to discuss with Selay her views about gamification and answer our questions at the end of her talk. So Selay, the floor is yours. And thank you very, very much for your contribution.
Thank you very much. Welcome, everyone. Yes, I will try to talk about gamification, instructional gamification especially. So I planned my talk as an hour. Hopefully, we will have some also time to discuss. I'll try to be a bit quick. So not quick as Kostas, but okay, let me share my screen first and start my presentation. Okay. So my talk will be about first the concept and the usage of gamification, then research on gamification in education, tools for gamification, and I will mention some game elements and mechanics, and then I'll give some very small tips about gamification design. Although I'll try to give some examples from maths education, gamification is not limited with maths education, even not limited with education. So let me start with the definition of gamification. The use of game design elements in non-game context is the most known definition. So all of them are similar. It's about game elements or game design techniques or game thinking, game mechanics. So everyone highlights the non-game context. So there is no game, but something like game-like environments. So like I said, it's not limited to education. And in one of our studies, we defined it as an educational approach using game design principles in learning environments to engender interest and motivation in learners. So it's not new. We've always been using these leaderboards or certificates as rewards or small badges, but we can sue. But now the time has changed a bit, but like I said, we've already used those, but now it's more digitalized. We have more likes and levels and digital badges and also some digital leaderboards. So, and it's also everywhere in all the coffee shops, like Starbucks is one of these examples. When you are getting a Starbucks card, you can gather stars, and with your stars, you can get a reward drink. And there are always some campaigns about buy this and win those stars. This is gamification. And also, almost every digital tool interface has now its again gamification, like Facebook. And maybe you know this example closely. It's ResearchGate. It is also gamified. It shows it gives your badges, and you got this much reads and that much of citations and everything. Then it recommendations, and it shows you your scores in a dashboard and what is going on. It is also gamification. So what about the difference between game-based learning and gamification? First of all, let's start with games. Games, hopscotch is a game. You all know that. I would like to explain it from this example. And if games has rules, games has aims, and there is a win situation in games. So if I'm just playing with a ball, but no one wins, I'm just playing around. It's not a game. When it comes to an aim, an object, and winning situation, and the defined rules, then it's a game. So hopscotch is a game that we all know. And if I use this game in a maths class by saying that, okay, these are the even numbers, I teach students first, and the odd numbers, and I say then jump to the odd numbers in a classroom. I draw the lines, and then students started to jump which number I said. So then it will be a game-based learning environment. What if, and in gamification, this whole jumping and being in the lines, inside of the lines, the boxes, is gone. This could be only a symbolic system. Like I can say that in my class, we have 10 units, and at the end of the fourth, you will have an exam, and I will give you a cup, a reward, a digital one, or maybe some printed something, but there is no jumping now. They can only see something like this and be aware of what is going to be happen, and they can also get these badges, awards, whatever it is. Great. Okay, another one. So the position, I'm one of the education faculty members. So maybe you don't know, but let me just summarize. The position of the gamification in the curriculum is, so what do we have? First one, we have aims and objectives. We have content, we have our teaching strategies, and we need to do some evaluation. So here we are talking about this doesn't necessarily, evaluation doesn't necessarily be at the end. It could be also in between, you know, in the process, I'm sorry. So it could be a summative evaluation, summative assessment, or formative assessment. So, oh, sorry, can you see the points I'm highlighting? So the gamification is about those. So it does not change the aim of my course or the objectives, neither the content, but it only affects my teaching strategies and if I want my evaluation. So it's a teaching approach, we can say, and I can use the scores from the gamification to evaluate also my students. So this is related with this stuff. Okay, to whom, where, and when to use. It could be used in classrooms also, as well as in online classes with digital tools or just printed materials. It could be used for only one lesson, like a 50 minutes in my seminars face-to-face. When I have more time, I also use gamification. For only one seminar, I have some designs. So you can use this just for 1 hour, or for whole semester. You can design something for whole semester. Students play for the 4 months. It can be applied to different age groups. We tried it in my research in secondary schools and higher education, and also with adults. if you have a decent gamification design, it works all the time. For students in a class or a whole school, for example, you can just as a teacher, you can use it in your class, or as a manager, you can use it, or the chair of the department, you can use it for all the department or all the school. Like, for example, if you would like to make students clean the classrooms, you can create some design and give them some rewards and teach them how to leave the classrooms in a better way. So why are we really using that? Because it has some effects as enjoyment, flow, motivation, enjoyment, engagement, and also it affects learning. We worked how it really affects learning, and let me just share this one. How it works, we realized that when students have a gamified environment, they engage more, they feel flow. Flow is the feeling that you don't really care what is going on outside. You are not really aware of the time. Like your mom is screaming, "Come here to the dinner," but you don't hear, you don't care. So it means that you are in flow. So most of the people feels it in games, and also some in gamification. So these two will be increased by gamification, and it motivates students. We made a path analysis in this research, and also we realized that it really improves learning. Let me go back to this slide, and there's not very much research about using gamification in maths, but this is a systematic review. Unfortunately, it's in Spanish, so I only could check the abstract and some translated version. But when they check, they mentioned that gamification can have a significant impact on the improvement of students' academic performance. So they checked, like, I don't remember, 20 research, and they reported it's like that. And research shows gamification these are from different research and studies. So volunteer participation increases, participation rate, completion rate. There will be more qualified learning products, and interaction between students increases. There will be more successful students and provides higher achievements. So when we say how it works, it's also there are different frameworks at the background of gamification, but one of the most used one is self-determination theory of Ryan and Digis. So they say that if someone feels autonomy, competence, and feel related, then they will be motivated. So we mostly try to cover these three. So we let. Also, it's very, you can guess it from your classes also. We should let students to feel competent, and we need to create some interactivity between the students and the teacher-student, between teacher and student, and autonomy also. They need to have their choices, and they need to have some power. So we need to empower them for their learning process. So it motivates them. So in gamification, we also try to cover all three, like I said. Now a more to practical parts. How to use gamification. I try to categorize the tools for gamification. So some are already gamified apps which have content like Duolingo or Nobra. So they have their content in it. So gamification plugins like in LMSs like Moodle and WordPress, digital gamification tools. Kahoot, maybe you already know Kahoot, and Classcraft is another example. Some non-gamified digital tools, so Instagram or Milanote, these can help you to gamify your classes. They don't necessarily be a gamification tool, but some digital tools could be helpful. And also it could be, I already said that you can just use stickers and crayons, and with non-digital tools, you can apply gamification. I'll try to give some examples. Novra is a gamified math app. So some screenshots from their interface. So you can see your avatar, what is going on, like ResearchGate, where am I? I got 2 stars from that and 1 star from here. I need to go there. I can see my progress and I can see my achievements here. I can see how many coins, which equals the kind of points and stars. So how can I earn these? By replying questions, replying tests. So I also see my achievements, how many, or also my progress. For example, this is a locked unit, and we call it content unlocking in gamification side. So when you have, I don't know, maybe 300 coins, you can unlock this content. So it is like game environments. You can see your assignments, achievements, and you can see it as stars, and also in the map you can know where to go, what to do. So it kind of guides you. Some questions. Also, you can see here the questions in the lessons. Again, I see is as a game interface, like here. Another example is from our study. It's a higher education course about distance learning. So in this course, we used WordPress. It's not a gamification tool, but they had some plugins about it. And in this one, we created a pirate story. We used a story and we said that there are islands and you need to find the treasure in the last island. And for going from one island to another, these represents the weeks of the semester. And you need to get, for example, here, you need to get the sandal and the sword here mapped there. And after all of the levels, weeks, you can finally get the big treasure. So as we try to put a story as a treasure hunt of a pirate. This is the map. So like I said, they are, what we were doing here is they were really doing the same stuff we did for many years in my courses, but now with a gamified environment. So we had a story, these are representing the levels, and there are some points, they are getting them from the assignments itself, like reading some papers, doing some research, replying some quizzes, tests. So the assignments of my course was same, like other years, but we did this in that environment, and we write their points into their dashboards, and we created some leaderboards in the class. So according to their points, we announce the leaderboards every week, and we give them some small rewards. These are only virtual goods, nothing more. And we gave them badges, like this is the leaderboard. These are the achievements I am saying, like maps, word, and etc. And this is the badges, some example of badges. These are the collection, different jewels, like if you do the quiz in the 3 quizzes in a row without any mistakes, you can earn this jewelry. So some kind of collection items we created. And as a boss fight, in games we have boss fight. It means the last level, the most hardest one. So it was the final exam for us, and this was me there, and this was research assistant of mine. And we were waiting for the final exam and in front of the treasure. So the story was like that. So like I said, then, which I showed you in the path analysis, we realized that engagement and flow and motivation, also the achievement increased. So in this one, I would like to also mention that there are different player types in games. So some of them are killers, some of them are achievers, explorers, and socializers. These killers would like to beat all the other people. Achievers are really care about the aim. They would like to go, they would like to achieve. They don't really care what others doing. They would like to do it 100%. But the killers don't care if they are doing in their best way. They are just trying to beat the others. If they get 50 and beat the others, they are okay with it. Explorers are really trying to find the shortcuts, trying to see the next level, what is going on in the future. They are trying to learn those. And socializers are more like very friendly people. So, but although it seems like there are 4 player types, it's not like you are an achiever, you are a killer, but we have our different percentages. Like I'm a 30% killer and 50% achiever, blah, blah, blah. So, but we have some more in our focus. So what we tested here is how are the really different player types really engage different game elements and game mechanics. Game elements are in the external, and in the internal, you can see the game mechanics. What is this element and mechanic that I can explain you? Like elements are more, mechanics are more abstract, and elements trigger mechanics. So an achiever evaluate points as the representation of their progress. They say like, I like points because it made me feel like I made a progression. But for example, for a killer, they also like points, but they say, I feel like I'm in a competition and I compare my points with others and I see if I'm a winner or not. So although these are similar, the mechanics that are triggered by these elements are different for different player types. These are explorers. They also like badges, achievements. They see them as a reward. Also, they like story because story changes in time. So, and also they are like, since they are explorers, they would like to see what is going on next. And the socializers, they like the team element, the gifting element, and also again, badges and achievements. But you can see these are the mechanics that socializer like. So they like cooperation, but none of them liked it. Even in this research, we find out that killers hated gifting. So yeah, so we need to think that there are different player types in our classes, and we need to think all of them. So if you create a very hard competition environment, then socializers might leave it. Or if you do in a very social, cooperative way, then killers might leave it. So we need to balance them. Another example, it's from, oh, sorry, it's, I'm not going to show the example, but the tools here. Classcraft, I said, this includes its own story. They made it like a mall role play game. So there are different avatars that you can get, and in the process, you are playing with your own avatar. So it is, we had a research on gamification tools, and this was the best one, free best one. But there is coming another one. I would like to introduce in a very small way that this is the gamification tool we are working on. in one of our Erasmus Plus projects, and soon it will be online. So we worked with our 4 partners to develop this one. If you would like to check this, then you would like to prefer to visit the web page. Okay, and this is from a non-gamified tools, an example of it. We use it via Instagram. So we created a printed game board. This is also an example from higher education, English class. So we checked the content first, and the content was about like students going to some places and try to meet some people. So we created a story which includes everything. So in the classes in this English class, there were, for 1 week was about going to cinema, music festival, and everything. And so we put those. Another was about shopping. Another was about technical things, technical tools and everything. So we created a story about that one, and students get out of 3 stars out of 3. So each topic was a level like this and that, and stars for each level considering the points. So they get tests, and according to tests they get points, and with that they are getting these stars, and they can win. Points are coming from both homeworks and Kahoot. And for example, completing 2 out of 5 homework, it's a badge about that. Writing the most creative blog post, it was a homework also, so they can get a journeyman badge. Or following the Instagram account of the class, then or the instructor, then they can win something else. So what about the rewards? We in this one we really put some rewards in real life, real rewards, like these are the virtual ones. What we also concert ticket and pocket money was the virtual things, like we were giving, okay, you win a ticket for a concert. But in real life, at the end of the semester, we also give them some cinema tickets and some books for the most successful students. Okay. So, I was going to show you how I'm trying to show these kind of examples because you might not know all the gamification tools and you don't prefer to explore them, but you can also use it with other digital tools, some social media tools, or without any digital tools also. So for example, this is the Instagram page of the course. So like it explains the level 2 and so the homework and the quiz and everything. So, and they can also see the leaderboards there and who win what reward, like this, so that virtual cinema tickets or whatever it is. It's about, we don't use any digital things. We use Facebook here, but the main thing was going on with the printed board. We used Facebook also to show, because all the kids were in Facebook. It was a high school example. We explained the tasks over Facebook, and we give some educational resources there, and show some students' products and leaderboards. This was the printed one. We gave every student this for each, and we showed these are the tasks they need to do. So for the first one, they need to create a cartoon in Toon. They need to create a poster in Pixlr. They need to create an animation. It was an IT class, you can guess. And at the last level, they were learning some very small programming. It was a 1 week workshop. So they were learning Scratch. We used as a story the labors of Hercules from Greek mythology. And here you can see these are the locked tasks, and students who are doing this need to get a 5, at least 5 from their cartoons to unlock the next task, which is a poster, creating a poster. It is based on these are based on the story we picked, Hercules story. For example, it's a fist because in the story, Hercules needs to use his fist to beat the lion. Hercules needs a sword to cut the head of the monster. And a bow and arrow. We were writing the points here. Let me show you the environment. This is the learning environment. We were in a computer lab and we were showing the things from Facebook, and kids were using computers as for doing their assignments, like creating a poster. And you can see me while I was sticking the stickers. And when someone do this, they win a sticker. They can check they can get different colors of avatars. Hercules, it is. And here you can see I was writing the numbers points here. And if they won this sword, I was checking it with some crayons. And so they can see for a week the progress of their self. So if they did the poster and how many points they gathered from this poster, and in the Scratch they did their assignments and how many points they get. And this is the total of it. And this is the leaderboard we were using. So it was a success too in this high school example. Okay, now a bit more gamification theory framework. It shows Octalysis model. He says that there are 8 core drives which force us to move, which motivates us to. So it means that we are in gamification because we feel those 8, some of them. So meaning, one is the epic meaning and calling. If you consider yourself as a player that you are the chosen one, you are the lucky one, so you feel it's a meaningful task, then you do it. So these are the examples of game elements. How can we really create this feeling? For example, we can use a narrative like you are the pirate, you need to win the treasure, you need to get the treasure, or you need to save the city of Atlantis, you are the warrior of that. So if they feel something meaningful, then they will do it. Development accomplishment, we nearly all we have this one, and we would like to have some progress. We would like to develop our skills, and we like challenges. We like to beat them. So points, badges, leaderboards, progress bars, boss fights, like I said, the hardest levels. These are about this core drive. Empowerment of creativity and feedback. This is about the more like error and trial. So you try something, you try to create something, and then you get some feedback. This is about this. When you get feedback, you really would like to go inside again and do it again. Ownership and possession it's also, if you would like to own things, it motivated us. For example, the collection items, the avatars that we can customize. If we spend some time to our avatars, we would like to be involved again and again. Exchangeable points and virtual goods also. If you gather some points and use it to, again, customize your avatar or profile, then you will be around with this motivative core drive. A social influence and relatedness. So it's more about friending and social gifting, bragging, and mentorship. And so more socializers will like this core drive more. Now, scarcity and impatience. For example, do you remember the times that we cannot have a Gmail account? It was you need to get an invitation to have it. So it was a very special thing to have. Or Facebook was limited to Harvard University at the very first time. Or in Candy Crush, there's a countdown timer. So these are, you feel there's a lack of something. So this is what motivates us to have it. This is about some surprises, actually. So unpredictability and curiosity. So the explorer player type will be motivated by this drive more. And so some sudden rewards, some surprises, mini quests, or visual storytelling it really motivates these people, and also all of them actually. Loss and avoidance. In this one, we are not winning anything, but we are afraid of losing something. So some of these drives are called them white and the black ones. The white ones makes you happy, and the black ones, like this one, makes you it comes from a negative perspective, but it works. For example, if I say you will lose your badge and we will decrease your status, if you, for example, we use it in another project of mine. We said that if you won't be active for a year, it was about community membership. If you won't be active for a year, then you will lose your status and go back to the beginner level. So it is more about that. So it was the 8, like I said, 8 drives, the feelings, the mechanics which triggers us to move, which motivates us. And I also like this study. In this study, they check the most engaging mechanics, gamification mechanics. And this was the virtual goods, the one I showed you, the map, the sword. There was nothing in real life, but they liked it. And it is better if the students could exchange them. Like they can use it in the shopping, and if they create a platform to check with the other students to exchange things, and also it will be good for them. They will prefer them if they can show in their profiles, because people would like to brag, especially in games, and they have bragging rights. So they would like to show their badges, points, and everything in their profile. Redeemable points. Students like points, but if they are redeemable, so if they get something with these points, then they will like it better, especially if it's a real world reward. It doesn't necessarily a big thing, but maybe even a pen, a chocolate is considered something important. Leaderboards, a local and global view. There are many studies going on about leaderboards because we really need to search that. We don't know the effect really, but at least we know that if you make a local and global view, different leaderboards, for example, a class leaderboard and a school leaderboard, then a local and a global view, or a team leaderboard and a class, then it will be a leaderboard, then a global view. So badges, they would like to win it immediately, and also again showing profile. These 4 was the most engaging gamification mechanics according to Shal and May. Okay, my time is running, and these are my last 2 slides, I believe. How I do that? We reported in this chapter that my suggestion to gamify a learning environment is we need to start with listing our main and sub goals, because like I said, the main aim of our teaching, it is same, it doesn't change, but by gamifying my class, what I'm trying to do with this gamification, I need to know. Like, for example, I would like my students to participate more. I would like my students to read my papers before coming to class, do their homeworks in a better way. So I need to decide what I want. And according to those goals, I need to design my gamification. I need to define challenges by combining game mechanics and goals, these goals. Okay, so when defining challenges, I need to create something that they can do, but not very easily, neither very easily nor very in a difficult way. It should be in between. Otherwise, they will feel anxiety if it's too hard, or boredom if it's too easy. It's the theory of flow. It comes from there. We need to determine clear, small, and challenging, like I said, achievable challenges, learning tasks, which are linked to rewards. I also need to define my rewards. Are they stars, badges, virtual goods? Everything could be a reward, and or real life rewards also. So tasks should get more and more difficult step by step, and we should not let them fail at the beginning. So when I give them a challenge, they need to practice it, and then when they become a master, they need to get another challenge. So these challenges could be like I said, reading something, doing some tests, doing some assignments. So these are the tasks I'm mentioning. So I need to say, I need to match the game elements to learning tasks. So I can say that if you do this homework and send me a report about it, you can get 3 stars according to its quality, maximum of 3 stars. If it's a bad one, you can just get 1 star. We need to make the progress visible. That's why I usually prefer to use these game boards, visual game boards, that you have 10 units. In the 4th one, you do this, and the 5th one, you do that. So it is it's scaffolding, actually, that you are giving them a guide so to follow. Let them take the control, but don't allow them to get lost or stuck. So we need to give them clear guidance. They would really need to know to go where. But if there's do you remember that I said autonomy is one of the back things we need to provide? So if there is a chance that you can either choose this assignment or this one, if we can give them some different paths in learning environment, it would be better. So provide different paths. Like I said, these are all about learning tasks. We need to give feedback immediately, and also we need to give the opportunity to improve. For example, in the Hercules one, I would like to show on that. If students do this cartoon in a bad way, they get a 3, so they cannot go there, they cannot unlock the other task. But I say that, please, I give feedback, please revise this cartoon in that way, do this and do that, and then student goes back to their computer and revising it, correcting the mistakes, and coming back to me. So this is the replay I am mentioning. Even it's a game-like environment, since we are using it for instructional purposes, we cannot eliminate any students. We need to include all of them. Yeah, everything is feedback. If we give them a badge, a point, these are also feedbacks. And we need to avoid negative performance feedback. So it is better not to, you got -5 because you did not do your homework. Instead, let's make it in the other way around. The consequences will be same. Like if I give 5 more points to everyone who does their homework, So it will be same. So let's give it in a positive way. And we need to recall them and give new challenges. So they do something, we need to notify them, okay, you did that and this, and please come back and get this new challenge. Yep. And I would like to just mention a couple of research topics that I like. And I also find these kind of hot topics. And if anyone who is here are related or considers doing some research. So effects of gamification, we still don't know. And we also don't know which element, which mechanic does what. And we don't know yet the effect of the stories and leaderboards. Like I said, is sometimes negative results we have. And we don't know really about player types and how they really affects. We don't have enough gamification design models for learning, especially. And there's always this assessment and feedback in gamification, but we don't really see the theory background of it. So new gamification tools we still need to have. And these designs of dashboards, the places that you show your students, the progress bars and everything, we really don't know also the effects of these and how to design these visually, and also how to visualize the knowledge to give them, the info give them. So we can work on those. And yep, great, in 1 hour I finished. Some of the gamification studies I would like to share. If you are interested, you can check this project. Like I said, we will publish a new tool for gamification. And these are some nice research papers. Maybe you can also check those, and thank you.
Thank you very much. Sorry, I pressed something else now. Let me find my thank you very much, Selay. It was very clear presentation. I have some questions, but I will provide first the floor to the audience if there is any question. Actually, you finished less than an hour, so well done. 45 minutes since we started quarter past the hour.
That's
not
right.
on the hour, and you were not so fast. I mean, not in hurry. You understand what I mean? So, are there any questions from the audience before I start my questions? 1, 2, 3. I'm starting my questions first. So I have some questions for you, Selay. Let me find, because I was writing. So in order to make it very clear, you know, a game element is anything related to enhance the motivation for the students to get engaged in the classroom. This is the main meaning that I received from your from your lecture. So I would like, my first question is the following. You mentioned at the beginning when you design your game elements regarding your lectures, is like that the character of the students plays an important role in order to fit, let's say, you know, how are you going to design your games? For example, if you have a classroom full of, you mentioned 4 characters, but if your class is like full of 1 character, you should design the game elements to be tailored to these needs. Am I right? So how do you determine these characters of the players? What are you doing? A questionnaire, a discussion, an interview? How do you do this?
Yeah, there are some scales about player types. I usually start with those. But the problem is you don't really have 1 character at a class. It always changes. So even though I am one of the developers of one of those scales, but I don't think it really works. So I always try to cover every player type, because there's always some different types in the classrooms. You can't really have 1 at all. So that's why, although I am, like I said, I even have a scale for player types. And sometimes I apply it for research purposes. But my preference is to design an environment for all types, because classrooms are like that. They're always mixed.
And if people they don't have, they are not from the computer science department. I'm physicist. For me, it will take a long time to design these kind of things in WordPress or in Instagram, all these nice, features that, because I have realized that the image element on what are you doing plays an important role. I mean, we know this from ourselves. Are there any ready customized tools that someone that does not have the technical skills in order to develop these online tools for the gamification are available? You mentioned some of them.
Yes, Classcraft is one of them.
Classcraft, yes.
Yes, but it is not very easy to use. I mean, it's not hard, but you need to have spare some time to create your environment there. And the other one is the hours that I believe is a more basic one, not complicated as Classcraft. And I would really like you to try it if you have time. It's going to be online soon. And other than that, there is this Kahoot, but it is a more gamified assessment thing.
Yes, exactly.
You cannot
exactly.
just really plan your class, your course in it. Yeah, the Classcraft is the one.
Yeah, Kahoot is very nice regarding assessment at the end of the course. Like it creates like a competition between the students. Who is going to be the first. This is a nice element. But you don't think? I think I have asked you again. Do you think that Mentimeter can operate as a gamification? It's more like an engagement tool. No, it's not like a.
Yeah. It's just you can make some interactivity, create some interactivity with it, but it's not a gamification tool.
So another question that I have, I'm sorry about, we have a church next to us. And now it's 12 o'clock, so you are going to listen to 12 rings. So another one is like where we can find interesting stories that we can link them with mathematics, physics, because a story, I kept a note, is like one of the elements of gamification, no?
Yes, that's right.
So, and how, the question that I have is like to tell a story to a first semester student, to me looks, very, let's say, very appealing. But what I'm going to do, if I'm going to use, gamification to final year students or to postgraduate students, probably I will start to say, about laser physics, about, the Odysseus or, Pythagoras or whoever, the story we have, probably they're going to look at me, very strangely.
I cannot have any. I don't have any place to suggest for the. But I can say that I don't think it is very. For example, once we had a dragon story. It is also for higher education. It was also when we were creating this pirate story, which is nothing. It's not a very deep story. Everyone can say it in this pirate story. It was also in higher education, and I even myself couldn't believe how they affected the students. They were like 20, 22 years old kids, and they even changed their avatars to pirates. They some of them bought some eye patches, so they affected it. And for example, once we created a story about dragons, like if you do this and do that, there's a princess you need to, or a prince, vice versa. There's a prince that you can save at the end of the semester. So please save the princess, something like this. And we put some, like, if you do this, you get the sword. If you do that, you can go to you climb the castle. But it is all virtual. Nothing really goes on. One picture of it. So a badge about you can. We were giving a digital badge that shows the castle, the sword, and the dragon eggs, something like this. So the stories I am using are very easy ones. And for example, once I created something like this, the ship needs to go between the islands and something, but not pirates, but we were taking the ship from some place to other place. That was the mission. So
and these games can last a lecture, or can last, you know, a whole semester course? It depends on us.
Yes,
Yeah.
both.
Let me go to another question that we have from the audience, from a colleague from Albania. To teach my daughter how to measure the perimeter and the surface of regular and irregular shapes, I usually draw a colorful house in a sheet of paper together with the background and let her work on her own to use the necessary tools, ruler, in order to come up with a right measurements and she's granted a success or an achievement badge. Can it be considered a real-life gamification as I am not an expert in technology?
Yeah, sure. Yeah, you are creating like a game. Yes, you are creating a game-like environment, but it's a very, very basic one. So if you are putting something at the end, gaining and losing, yes, it's gamification, but very, very basic. So it's a yes, but in a very simple way.
And another thing that, you know, I would like your opinion, micro learning and micro accreditation using micro credentials, in your case, badges, is a gamification kind of element. Am I right?
Yeah.
Since you know, this motivates the students, because if you accredit them small achievements, you know, this probably
yes, yeah, definitely. These digital badges are also, if they are accredited, it will be better for them, and it is under the same roof. You are right.
Excellent. And my last question, I'm sorry, is the following. You mentioned about autonomy, and all now the curricula and all the priorities of the European Commission and in global, not only European Commission, is like to drive everything around student-centered, you know, courses, student-centered lectures, student-centered programs. So do you think that the flipped classroom as an approach could contribute to this autonomy tool towards gamification?
Flipped classroom, there are some studies about flipped classrooms and gamification both. And I think it gives some autonomy. I agree with that. But it depends how you use flipped classroom. For example, if you, again, create some points, badges, and leaderboards and giving some story in the background, then it will be a gamified flipped classroom. But if you don't use any of those, then not. But there are some examples with the flipped classrooms also.
So the term is gamified flipped classroom, no?
Yeah, it is possible.
And my last request, it's a request. Can you share with us your chapter about gamification? You mentioned something about your chapter in gamification. Can you share it with us? If we, I mean, if
sure.
this is possible, send it to me and I will share to everyone.
Okay, perfect. Olur.
This is from me. I don't have any other questions. I could not have more. So if this is the case, I would like to thank once again Selai for this very fight. We are going to meet someone. I'm going to share, you know, the YouTube recording. Excuse me. And
Hi, Christos.
And I will share, you know, the recording with all of you. And let's meet, you know, again in 2 weeks' time, that we're going to have another speaker for this series of colloquia talks. So, Selai, thank you very much. And please share with us your presentation, and I will share everything with the YouTube link to our colleagues. Thank you very much for your participation. Sorry. You didn't share your, please, Eva, floor is yours.
I'd like to know if you have some small, like game-oriented problem for high schools. Is it possible to localize to another language easily? It is in Greek or it is in English, or which language?
For example, in the Hercules one, for example, we created this in English, but it really depends on the content. So I don't have a template to use, actually. So yeah, I believe you are asking something.
Whatever it could be, easy to change the language. and to adopt the local language, it would be a plus because we may share the study and investigate the efficiency of this very approach.
Yeah, but what for what? For example, we had this IT class, but for
Yeah.
for secondary school. So is it something like you will be interested? Which content you are mentioning?
I'm mentioning math content, but it can be at the high school also another subject related to programming or IT.
Yeah, okay. So
This
I'm
birth is
actually
my major, so I can do either or, but we can share it then with the high school in Prague, and we can then compare.
It will be nice. By the way, I'm always open to any collaboration, but I don't have a ready thing for maths. I'm a maths educator, by the way, in my bachelor's, but then I moved to the instructional technology side, so I don't really do anything in particular for maths directly for students.
Okay. And one more question: whether your presentation, where it will be available?
Yes, I will send it to Kostas. And
Kostas, and it will be on item.
Yeah, available to any share files that we have in item, Pythagoras, Math Digger, whatever is related with mathematics teaching.
Give us a link, please. Give us all of us a link.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah, I will do.
You.
Thank you very much.
Another,
that was excellent for me. Yeah. It was a great inspiration for what we will do, because we are now in process of preparing something for math teaching, and if there is the gamification like intermezzo in it, it will be even more attractive, I think. So far, it's a minutes for math project we started working on.
Right.
Excellent. This is one of the purposes also of this colloquia talks, to build our ecosystem and share ideas and more people to get engaged and have really motivated people to continue. So thank you very much, Eli. As I told, I will share everything with all of you, and all of you have a nice day.
I think there is one more question.
Yeah, if it's possible. Hello, everyone.
I could not see, your digital hand.
Okay. That's
Agnieszka,
okay.
please go ahead.
Yeah, thank you, Selak, for very inspiring presentation. I had two questions, but for the one I heard the answer, because I would like to ask you to share with us some practical tools. So during your presentations, you share with us some of them. And my second question is related with not individual path of education, but I'm focused on team education. That's why I would like to ask you, do you have some experiences or some recommendations for us, not for individual way of education with gamification, but for teams?
You can use everything for teams too. For example, you can let them compete in teams. It is possible, and you can use we've done it, and it really works. And you can make a leaderboard for teams. So teams could be in the competition. We also created in this. It was about, again, maths computer class. For the teams itself, we created some badges, because in the teams we would like also the individuals' work. So, for example, we would like to give them reward. We created a star of the team, some badges like we can give individually. So both for the teams, some rewards for teams, but also for the members of the teams, like I said, star of the team, the most helpful person in the team, and also some badges for teams, like the most collaborative team, the best working team, something like this. So you can create different badges and also leaderboards in between teams. It is possible, I think. And in the teams, I also created, for example, some rewards like you can work, for example, some advantages for the best teams. If you are one of the 3-star team, you can read these additional things, like you can check your books in the exam, or you can ask me you can consult me in your homeworks. For example, you can create different advantages for those things. So the rewards also could be like this. So it doesn't necessarily be a team, but we done it for teams. That's why I remember that example. So yeah, teams, and we created a mentor badge for the teams. It was also a teams, and if one of the team helps the other teams, then they could get this mentor badge, and it could only be gifted from the other team. So you cannot buy yourself a mentor badge, but you can only get it as a gift. So that's when we try to engage users to help each other to
Okay. Okay. So okay. Thank you. So it's possible to combine individual way and also team collaboration.
That's right.
Okay. Thank you.
I have one note to that. May I?
Sure.
That's that we developed an activation activities within the seminars, but also within the lectures, which is based on working in pairs. And working in pairs seems to us very fruitful, because the students, especially at the period of COVID epidemic, they didn't have a chance to share their opinions and to learn together. And this was introduced even before COVID, but during the COVID, it was much more powerful that we artificially created the teams of 2, and they were sharing their experience via email or Zoom or whatever, WhatsApp, and it was very, very efficient. And nowadays the study was called then Alpha and Omega, how to learn math, because math is like another language, and we need to learn vocabulary. And these are small topics that can be easily shared and also even tested. And on this are based the mini tests, and they then exchange their answers, different answers, A and B. And it's a lot of fun in class, because that is also very active. They don't just listen to the teacher, how he is pouring his wisdom or her wisdom to the audience. It's similar like a lecture. So instead, we try to make the students be active, and those who are hesitating, we keep them alone if they don't feel comfortable with it. That's it.
Yeah. By the way, I am also working mentoring, peer mentoring. What you are mentioning is, let me just put it to chat. Peer mentoring also, I believe, very related what you're mentioning. In this type of mentoring, we are making the students usually couples or make a team also, and let them discuss each other and give mentoring to each other. So it is also could be combined with gamification also. You can check the best mentees, pick the best mentee, best mentor. So this could be used also in combination with gamification. Also, if you like, I have some study and a scale for assessing the peer mentoring. I put it on chat if you like.
Excellent. I think that we should stop here and continue our meetings in 2 weeks' time with another speaker. You can see the program in the website of the talks, but also I will send you the information before the talks. Okay, so I would like, Selay, to thank you once again. Very nice. we're waiting to send us, the chapter. I kept a note of your article over there, and I have to go. I have another meeting. So sorry, I cannot stay. Okay, Eva, very fast. Eva, very fast, please. Go ahead. Hi, Carla.
Hi, Kostas. Hi, Select.
Hi, Carla. Eva, we cannot hear you. Hi, Carla.
No, you're muted, Eva.
Whether
No.
that will be the same day, same time.
Yes, I have sent you, you can check, the program in the website, but it will be the same time, the same day in 2
That's
weeks.
important because I have a break, so I cannot
right.
attend.
More. All right. Thank you very much.
Thank
See
you.
you in a while.
Bye.
Bye. I will share with you
Bye.
everything. Bye.
Thank
Bye.
you. Bye.